You know, there's a prayer that's recited by over 2 billion people, multiple times a day, every single day. It's the opening chapter of the Quran, Al-Fatiha, which literally means the opening. But it is so much more than just an introduction. It's a prayer. And what's really amazing about it is its structure. It's not just someone talking. It's a perfectly crafted dialogue with the divine. So let's break down the anatomy of this incredible conversation. Almost every chapter of the Quran kicks off with this one powerful phrase, the Bismillah. But think of it less like a title and more like a conscious declaration. It's a way of centering yourself, reminding you that every single word that's about to come should be seen through the lens of a God whose most basic, fundamental nature is mercy. Okay, so here's the absolute key to understanding Al-Fatiha. It isn't just a person speaking at God. It's a conversation, a back and forth. The first half is all about describing the one you're about to talk to. You're setting the stage, you're praising his attributes. And then, bam, right in the middle, the whole thing pivots and you turn to address God directly with a pledge and a really important request. So let's dive into that first part, the praise. Before asking for a single thing, the prayer carefully establishes who is being spoken to. It's almost like it's building a case, attribute by attribute, explaining exactly why the request that comes later is being made to this one, and only this one, authority. It all starts with one word, alham. Now, this usually gets translated as all praise, but honestly, that's just scratching the surface. Alhamd has gratitude built right into it. It's not just saying, you are perfect. It's the kind of praise that bursts out of you when you witness that perfection, and you just feel this overwhelming wave of thankfulness for it. Praise for what exactly? For being Rabb al-Alamin, the Lord of all the worlds. And that word Rabb is so important. It doesn't just mean a king or a master who owns stuff. It means a sustainer, a nurturer. It's the one who not only created the entire universe, but is actively, constantly arranging it. The sun, the moon, the very air we're breathing, all of it in perfect order as this ongoing act of care. Then the prayer really zooms in on God's mercy, but it does it with this incredible nuance, using two different words, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. And no, they're not just synonyms. Ar-Rahman is like this passionate, explosive, creative mercy, the force that brings a whole universe into being out of nothing. Then you have Ar-Rahim, which is this constant, permanent, steadfast mercy, the quiet care that keeps that creation going, day in and day out. You could say one is the spark and the other is the eternal flame that follows. And the priest part wraps up by adding one last absolutely crucial attribute, Master of the Day of Judgment. So after establishing a Lord who creates and sustains out of this boundless mercy, the prayer reminds us that this mercy is perfectly balanced with ultimate justice. The nurturing creator is also the final authority, the one we're all accountable to in the end. And right here, everything changes. The whole tone shifts. The person praying stops describing God in the third person and turns to face him, speaking directly. It is you. The introduction is over. The direct conversation is on. This verse is the absolute heart of the whole prayer. After recognizing all of God's attributes, the worshiper makes a personal pledge, and the way it's phrased in Arabic really hammers home the exclusivity. It means it is you and only you we worship. And from that total devotion, there's a natural conclusion, and it is you and only you we ask for help. It means your worship and your plea for help are both going to one and only one place. But what does this worship, or ibadah, really mean? Well, it's way more than just going through the motions of prayer. Ibadah is about your whole life. It's about the complete alignment of your inner self, your heart, your devotion, with your outer self, your actions, your obedience. It's about making sure that what you believe on the inside fully matches how you live on the outside. Okay, so after this incredible buildup of praise, after making this deep personal pledge, what is the one thing the worshiper actually asks for? The entire prayer has been building up to this one single ultimate request. It's not for money, not for fame or power. It's not even in this specific moment for forgiveness. The grand finale of this universal prayer is a plea for one thing: guidance. Guide us to the straight path. Because really, after you've established who God is and what your relationship to him is, what could be more important than having a sense of direction? And that phrase, guide us, ihtina, is so rich with meaning. It's not just asking, hey, can you point the way? It's like a 4-part request all rolled into one. First, Show us the path. Second, make us actually love that path. Make our hearts happy with it. Third, give us the strength we need to walk it. And finally, keep us on it. Don't let us fall off, all the way until the very end. It's a prayer for complete, lifelong support. So what even is this straight path? The prayer doesn't just leave you hanging with some vague philosophical idea. It immediately defines the path by giving us 3 really clear examples: 1 group to follow and 2 groups to avoid. It makes the destination crystal clear. So the path is defined first by what it is: the way of people who received God's favor, the prophets, the righteous. And then it's defined by what it is not. It is not the path of those who earned God's anger, and it is not the path of those who just lost their way. Defining it by what to do and what not to do makes the goal totally unmistakable. And that brings us back to this incredible idea: a prayer that's said billions of times a day, and its biggest, most important request isn't for a better life, or more stuff, or even comfort. It's for guidance. The prayer seems to be saying that if you just have the right path, everything else you need, from success in this life to salvation in the next, will fall into place. The most fundamental request isn't for the destination itself, but for the map and the compass to get there. Which leaves you with a pretty big question. Why is that the one thing, above all else, we're told to ask for?